How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, just, living through lockdown, growing my beard for a TV show, growing my hair too.
How have you been keeping yourself busy right now?
Well, I've been doing all sorts, to be honest. Been over busying myself, if anything. I have a band and everyone's in quarantine at different areas of the world. One of them's in New Zealand, one's in London. I'm in Los
Wow.
Angeles.
The time differences.
Yeah, so we're working on really funky time differences, and I've been making videos with them where we do split screen performances of songs, which I've been posting all over my Instagram and on YouTube, just to keep us all entertained. I've been writing a lot of songs. What else has been going on? I've been auditioning for things still, and I've been preparing for Daisy Jones and the Six with Amazon, which is a TV show that I'm out here to work on, which I'm really excited about. I get to be another musician.
Oh,
Um,
love it.
And actually, also finally, recently, I've been working with UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and I've joined on board to help support a cause which they've created a game, which
Mhm.
is you can basically it's like there's a world inside the game, and they ask you questions about how you should fix the problems in the world,
Oh, wow.
um, and then you can vote, and then your answers on the game actually will be collated and presented to world leaders in
Oh
the
my
future.
gosh.
Yeah, to try and show the world leaders exactly how the youth and people of any age really are feeling about what should be done about climate change, and hopefully to sort of
Yeah,
develop awareness for climate change.
that's kind of genius.
Yeah, it's called Mission 1.5, and you can find it by going to mission1.5.org. Um, it's a very quick little game, but I think it's very valuable, and I think people
Yeah.
will be able to hopefully make a difference on some of the and it kind of links into quarantine as well, because there's been such a drop in so many of the things causing climate change since everyone's been in quarantine, that the world
Hmm.
is actually becoming healthier. But I think beyond quarantine, it's like an initiative to try and keep that going in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no worries.
We're excited to talk to you today about Valley Girl, new film coming out that you're in. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm so excited about the film coming out. I mean, honestly, it was three years ago that we shot it, and I've been wondering if it was ever going to come out. So I'm really excited that it finally is. It's something I was really proud of, and I know that everybody that worked on it was super proud as well.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character Randy in it?
Yeah, Randy, a character I kind of relate to, in that he was a musician, and I was too for a long time in my life. I still am, but growing up, I certainly was in my punk phase and played in a series of punk bands and all sorts. He's kind of been from the wrong side of the tracks. Lives in Hollywood, loves his music, loves his friends, but it's a story of him kind of bumping into this girl Julie, who is from the opposite side of the tracks. And kind of the drama that ensues because of it.
Hmm. When you found out that you were going to be casting as Randy, were you excited? Like a punk rocker in Hollywood? Like how was like
Yeah,
finding out you're going to cast for it?
yeah, no, it was such an exciting thing, and honestly, it took me a minute to really kind of believe that I was going to do that. One knowing that Nicolas Cage did the role the first time round, and am I really going to try and fill the boots of Nicolas Cage in this? And okay, cool, all right, well, I'm going to do that.
You really are. You're like the newest Nicolas Cage.
Oh, well, I didn't see myself as that, but it was very exciting for me and intimidating, but also a great challenge, and my first American role, so that kind of kick-started me into having to try and learn to get that right quicker than I had. I mean, I've been practicing it ever since I got signed in, you
Mhm.
know, 8 years ago or something. So yeah, this was a great opportunity for me to test that out
Really
and sort of
explore that.
break the ice in that sense too. And also, it's a musical, and I got to kind of play the guitar, which is something I've been doing since I was about 12 years old. And there was many reasons why it was a very exciting
Yeah.
role for me.
Did you watch the original Valley Girl before you found out you were going to be in the movie? Did you know
Yeah,
about it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not before I found out I found out about the remake, and then I watched it a bunch of times because I loved it. It's funny because I got the script. I was like, oh, I hear there's actually an original of this, and so I watched it, and I was kind of like, this is great. I feel like they shouldn't be remaking this because it's like
Written so
classic
good.
and it's awesome, you know. But I kind of fell in love with the new script, and I mean, I really fell in love with it, and you know, I felt that normally I'd be the person who says you shouldn't remake a classic, but at the same time, this one I feel like they were doing something so different with it in that they were, you know, it's kind of a retelling and kind of a love story to the first film in that it's set in present day, and it's kind of based inside Julie's memories, you know.
Yeah.
Which kind of gives it a slightly otherworldly feel in that, you know, people just break into song. And I think there's a part in the film where Julie's daughter says to her, hold on, wait, you were singing and dancing on tables? And she's like,
Yeah, like on the fountain, like.
yeah. So I thought, you know, that's a really nice different spin on it. And the whole like mother-daughter story and arc and relationship that goes through the film as well is a really nice new touch.
Yeah. And did you know your other cast members before you started filming with them, or you all met at the set, on the set?
Oh, we all met, not necessarily on set, but, you know, in costume or, you know, I did my screen test with Jess, and we were sort of working on rehearsals together for a while. And I kind of got to know her. We went out for dinner and stuff like that and just spent some time acquainting one another with each other, you know. So I didn't actually know anybody beforehand though, but it was again my first film in America, so it was a really nice chance for me to, you know, make a family out here.
Yeah.
First time I actually really came out here and had friends after that. So
Yeah. And you filmed it 3 years ago. So is it going to be like weird for you to watch it now? Because you were like younger then and like different things were going on in your life.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I watched it about a month ago, you know, in the kind of lead up to it coming out and us doing all of this press. And it certainly is in a way because you kind of forget like everything you went through. And so to see it again is like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm really like proud of this and happy about it and looking forward to people seeing it and stuff. So yeah, it's certainly odd when something's taken so long, but you know, I'm just happy it's finally coming out.
Yeah. And how do you plan on watching the film like the day it premieres? Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's on digital, so I guess I'll be tuning into Amazon, I think, or VOD. And I mean, it's a shame I can't have like a few friends around or something, you know.
You can FaceTime them and Zoom them in and I'll
Yeah,
just set up the laptops and have everybody watch it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in. And I heard from somebody that they might even be doing a drive-in screening somewhere.
That would be so like ideal for the movie too.
Exactly, that's what I thought. That's
It
pretty
only
cool.
makes sense for that to happen.
Yeah, you know, it's always fun to when one of your films comes out. I know some people don't like watching their own movies, but I'm always really like, yay!
Oh, so
um,
do you ever like look at yourself on screen and kind of cringe or anything, or you're like mostly glad with how it turned out?
Sometimes, but generally, I'm mostly just proud that I was in a film. So you know, I think it's a really exciting thing to be able to do, and I work very hard to try and get roles in
Yeah.
films. And so I think it's a little odd when people don't want to celebrate that. And I think a big part of the job is being able to look at yourself objectively and, you know, and just like see the finished product and think, is there something I'd like to do differently in future? But generally, you know, if you're happy enough with what you see, then, because obviously everyone can be really picky about, you know, what they've done and start picking their performance apart. And I don't really like to do that. I like to, you know, I like to hope that I had a good time and that I'm just like, yay, there it is. That's the movie. You know, so usual.
How long did you when you casted for it? How long was it before you found out you got the role?
I mean, I did a load of self tapes for a couple of weeks. I was sending self tapes in, and then after about 6 self tapes, I think I was flown out to LA and we did a screen test with Jess and the director and such. And yeah, at that point, I found out the day after.
The day after, who they call
That was
you?
the tense morning. Yeah, I was told that I'd do the audition and then within 24 hours I'd find out if I got the job.
That's so nerve-wracking. Did you sleep that night? No.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely, no. And I was staying in a hotel, so I ordered myself a big bed and breakfast, and I was having myself a Bloody Mary and going, come on, ring, ring.
Right? Like you just need the phone to ring.
Yeah, I was,
Oh my gosh, bringing it all back. It's just all coming back right now.
yeah.
Well, all in all, We learned about Valley Girl. We're excited about that. And it was great talking to you.
Yeah, great talking to you too. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. And I'll keep an eye out if there's a drive-in anywhere for Valley Girl so we can spread the
Absolutely.
word about it.